Okay, welcome back, guys, to another kind of unexpected video. I didn't really expect I would be making a video so soon after my previous video, but here I am with a fairly surprising announcement, um, and that is about the GeoGuessr 2025 World Cup. 2024 World Cup ended just last month, and you can still see more information about that here. But if we go back to the main GeoGuessr page, they have now changed this to World Cup 25, and this is what we see. So, um, apparently they're doing a bit of a different format setup this time. I haven't fully gone through it, I haven't fully understood it yet, but I thought I might as well just press the record button and start reading through this, try to figure it out, and I don't know, sort of my live reaction to this announcement, or yeah, I don't know. Um, but in any case, let's just start reading and see what this is all about. Are you ready to test? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, whatever. The 2024 GeoGuessr Pro season or 25 season is starting soon. Here's how it works. 40 players from around the world will be selected to take part in the inaugural GeoGuessr Pro season. Wait, so 40 players will be playing in the Pro season? While some familiar faces from last World Cup will automatically get an invite, there are empty seats which will be decided through a qualification process. In short, the GeoGuessr Pro season will run on Sundays throughout November. Whoa, throughout November to April, followed by regional majors. Players' total performance in these combined will decide who earns a berth in World Cup 2025. Very interesting. I don't know how I feel about this yet, but I'm gonna keep reading. And then what does this sign up for? I hereby confirm to apply for the pro season. Um, then you need to be 18 years old by the 1st of May 2025. I know there are some players who are not going to meet that criteria because they turn 18 in, like, I don't know, a later month. And that I'm able to come into the season format as described below. Okay, so that is okay. So before I get into the rest of it, I just wanted to say there'll only be 40 players. It's basically like 40 players will be locked in for the World Cup beginning from November, which is literally next month. This is too soon. Like, they're giving no one any time to prepare. That is crazy. Like 40 players, like, because it's gonna start in November, and then let's say the World Cup happens in September. It's like a whole year of all these competitive events, but it's only gonna be the same 40 faces. If I understand correctly. Okay, let me keep reading. I don't want to jump through conclusions yet. Maybe I'm misunderstanding some stuff. Okay, so world rank season. Players will earn points each week by playing against all other players once. So I assume this is within those 40 players in a season starting in November running through April. After the season is finished, the top players will be invited to compete in regional and open majors. Wait, open majors. What's that then? Held in May and June. Points earned from the majors will also count towards the world ranking. But if it's the same 40 players, what's the difference between a regional and an open major? Diversity to ensure a diverse pool of players from around the world this season and in the future. Regional majors, qualifications, and relegations will be based on 3 regions. Qualifications and relegations? Maybe I'm not understanding this well enough. Relegations? Into what? Will be based on 3 regions with the following number of participants: EMEA 20. Oh, that is so skewed. Americas 10 and APAC 10. only 20 for EMEA. That is crazy. America's 10 and APAC 10. The top players in the world ranking will be invited to participate in the World Cup finals in 2025. World ranking will also determine seeding throughout the year and which players will need to qualify to remain in the season next year. Also, they're sort of implying that this is going to be a yearly thing now, like pro season. So this is going to be the first year, and then again 25 to 26 they'll have something like this. But what I don't understand is it really just going to be 40 players in this pro season? Because that to me sounds crazy. There's so many good players, and having like 20 EMEA, 10 APAC, 10 Americas just doesn't make too much sense to me. Um, and then what is the qualification process? When does that happen? How many invites are automatic and how many will be through qualification process? We don't know yet, I guess. Let's keep reading. Season details, November to April. World Cup format, 1v1 duels played on custom world maps. Oh my god, I have so many thoughts. I can't even keep reading. I have like so many thoughts flowing into my head while I'm reading this. I'm going to keep reading and then I'll get to all of those. Schedule. Each player will compete against every other player once during. Oh my god, I have so many thoughts. During this season. Games will be played in scheduled time slots on Saturdays and Sundays. On average, each player will have 2 games per weekend over. That's so much, dude. Like, imagine that you make it into those 40 players. You have to play 20 weekends of 2 games. Like, you're basically playing competitively for the whole year. Like, when do you get time to prepare? When do you get, like, I don't know. It's like such a huge commitment of time. Because let's say you're playing this weekend, then when you'll have to prepare for that, like practice some stuff. I mean, it's kind of good, like it'll keep you in shape, um, but it's also like not everyone will have time for 20 weeks. Like, surely there's a better way to do this than have people play basically every weekend. Availability, we understand that very few players are playing GeoGuessr. Yeah, thank goodness they understand. Well, it doesn't seem like they understand it because we're playing 20 weekends. We'll do our best to create a schedule that accommodates everyone. Each player will have the opportunity to remove a number of weekends from their availability with a fans case, ensuring minimal walkovers. To ensure fair play this season, we ask all players competing to take a moment, reflect on their ability, availability, and enthusiasm for joining and completing the season. Your commitment is essential. Alright, let's just read the qualification process as well to ensure highest level of competition and global representation. Selection process for the pro season qualifier is designed to highlight both skill and diversity. Top performers players are selected based on their in-game performances in competitive and classic maps. Okay. I assume this means they'll look at your rating and then I don't really know what they mean by classic maps. Like, surely they don't care about the average score or anything. That would be kind of stupid. Maybe the number of games played? So there's not going to be like a qualification like tournament or anything? They're just like going to handpick people, or am I understanding this correctly? We're committed to ensuring representation from around the world by selecting players from various countries and regions to compete. This is kind of in line with the previous 2 years, but at least they're now stating this more explicitly, that they'll probably pick diverse country representation. The factors considered for selecting players for the pro season include performance in the qualifier and country representation. Oh no, so there is a qualifier. But what is the qualifier then? To be eligible, the must be 18 and have a passport. Okay. Sign-ups close on October 17th. Oh my god, bro, that is not even a week. That is 5 days notice. Okay, 6 days notice for basically your only chance to get into the World Cup. Is that, am I understanding this correctly? you know what? Let me know in the comments. Have I just completely misunderstood everything, or is this actually how it works? So let me like go through it a bit chronologically. First, we have the qualification process, and to be part of that qualification process, you have to sign up before October 17th. And then let's say you do sign up. Then there's a qualifier tournament question mark. I mean, I would assume there should be, or like at least like maybe not a tournament, but maybe some, I don't know, competitive season week or something like that. So that I assume would happen before November. That's like 13 days. Or maybe it can be like 1 month after this, and then the season could start in late November. So something like that. So let's say beginning or mid-November, we should already have been done with this qualifier country representation. Oh, wait. Oh, I think yeah, I misread this. So the selection process for the GeoGuessr season qualifier is designed so these criteria are for people who are selected for the qualifier. Okay, I understand. And then from the qualifier, I don't know, something like that. But will this qualifier also be APAC, Americas, and EMEA based? Oh, I have so many questions. Okay, so basically, we're going to have a qualifier for this, let's say in late October or early November, for which you can sign up here. Um, and then sign-ups close on 17th. Then from that qualifier, if you get selected for the qualifier, um, you will then play in that qualifier tournament or whatever that is going to be, and try to make it through that. And if you do make it through that, you will then be able to play in the GeoGuessr Pro season. So that's going to be 40 players, and some of those 40 will automatically get an invite based on their previous World Cups performance. Doesn't mention how many, so that already kind of restricts how many people get to qualify even. Oh man, this is so crazy to me. Like last year, they handed out auto invites to some players for the regionals. And I was one of them. I did get an invitation for the regionals, and even then, I was of course very, grateful to receive an invite, but I've always had this stance that I think these invites should not really happen, and that players should have to play and compete to make it through themselves. I mean, let's say if they auto invite Blinky and MK, I don't think anyone will have a problem with that, like the finalists. But it's also like if they do play the qualifier, they are most definitely making it through, they are good enough to be doing that. Um, so in any case, I don't really know how many they're going to auto invite, but hopefully it's not like too many, like let's say they just invite half of the players. That would be crazy in my opinion. Like they should not be inviting 10 EMEA, 5 Americas and 5 APAC. I feel like that leaves very little room for all the other new aspiring players to make it through. Which was also a problem last year, and it'll be even worse here, I think. Um, so I hope at least that the number of auto invites are limited, but you never know. Um, and then you combine those auto invites with however many players make it through the qualifier, and then you've got those set of 40 players who are basically going to be grinding it out for a whole year. And then if you're not one of those 40 players, you basically have no incentive to, grind that year. I mean, like you can of course grind for the next year's pro season and whatnot, but I feel like this is I don't know if I'm a big fan of this system. I get that it like sort of builds up for the very grand finale in the World Cup where it's like, oh, these 40 players, I mean, they'll be reduced in number later, but like they've been fighting it out for a whole year and now it all comes down to this. I get that storyline, but um yeah, yeah. We'll have those sort of 40 players, and then from the let's say some point in November to April, they'll play 20 weekends worth of games. So you'll like if you're one of those 40, you'll really have to be on top of your games and on top of your let's say skills, performance, practice, all of those things um, for those 20 weekends. Um, and then after that, they'll be after the season is finished, top players. Oh, only the top players will be invited to compete in regional and open majors held in May and June. Still don't understand the difference between regional and open. I mean, regional I understand is probably going to be, of course, like EMEA, APAC, and Americas. But what's the open major going to be? Like, do they? I don't know. Maybe if someone has an idea in the comments, you can let me know because I assume like Counter-Strike and other games like that have these kind of majors, but I'm not really familiar with all of that scene. So let me know. Um, and then points earned from the majors will also count. So they're working to build a world rank. So you earn points for your world rank every week, and then you also get points from the majors towards your world rank. And then the top players in the world ranking will be invited to participate in the World Cup. So I'm actually interested here to know that, okay, you have these sort of distribution of players within the 40, but let's say of those 40, like all 20 of the EMEA are top ranked. Then will they still try to maintain a balance of EMEA, Americas, and APAC, or will they just qualify all 20 EMEA players if they're just on top? Curious about that as well. The world ranking will also determine seeding throughout the year and which players will need to qualify to remain in the season next year. Interesting. So for the next year's season, every point matters. You can probably automatically qualify based on your ranking for this season, and then if your ranking is very low, you probably get demoted to what? I don't know. You get, because they do say that you get relegated at some point. Um, I forgot where they said it. Did I imagine that? Which players will need to qualify? Did I just imagine that sentence? I swear it said okay, I need to control F this. Oh no, here. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. I accidentally, like my mic got disconnected. Um, but yeah, basically, to ensure a diverse pool of players from around the world this season and in the future, regional majors, qualifications, and relegations will be based on 3 regions. Oh no, so they also mentioned qualifications. So to qualify for the World Cup, they'll probably also have a proportion of players from each. And similarly, so relegation. So like let's say you play the season, you get ranked probably globally within the 40, but also like regionally within the 40. So let's say If I apply for APAC and I'm in the top 10 in APAC, then I will sort of be competing within APAC as well. Okay, kind of makes sense. Um, Top players in the world will invade 2025. Very interesting. Um, the second part of all this is that this whole season thing makes it so that it's going to be online games and online tournaments, which I'm really not very sure if I'm a fan of that because um yeah, this I'm sure they'll have a lot of, or I really hope that they'll have a lot of measures in place for anti-cheat, but I'm sure people will have creative ways to try and cheat their way into something like this. Um, and even if, let's say all the 40 people who have qualified are very trustworthy, um, yeah, I think it still makes a lot of sense to have some anti-cheat measures in place uh, that are, you know, basically what I mean is that it should not be trust-based. That oh, okay, just because we trust this player, it's fine if the cheat restrictions are not strict enough. I'm struggling with my words here, but I think you get my point. It's that I hope that if they're doing this in an online environment, um, they hopefully put in their best effort to make sure cheating is impossible, basically. Um, so yeah, that's that. And then yeah, again, 20 weekends. It's quite the time commitment, that is for sure. They haven't announced a prize pool, which is a bit interesting. Um, and this announcement has been made very early, which kind of makes sense considering how tight of a schedule they're working with here. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of information to process here. I'm gonna take some time to process all of this. I'm gonna have some discussions with people in the community to see what they think, to hear their opinions. Also, the comments, please do leave a comment with what you, so how you interpret this, what sort of problems you think you could see happening, or maybe what are the merits of this new system that you're happy about. I would like to, get all these different perspectives to sort of understand, because these are all still just my first impressions, and naturally, when I hear more opinions, more informed, I'm sure a lot more of you are have more of an informed opinion than me, because I've just read this. So yeah, I'm keen to listen to all of that and have a better understanding of the whole system. Um, I I do think I will be signing up indeed for this. Um, but yeah, like I said, it is quite a time commitment for me. That's probably my major concern. But yeah, you never know. I may not even be able to qualify for this season, getting into the top 40. Who knows? I will try though, I think. See how it goes. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I really hope that they have a very juicy prize pool at the end. Um, if they're making, these players have to play so many tournaments for so many, basically committing a whole year of their life for this. Um, that is quite a lot. So hopefully they get paid well for, performing in these tournaments. But yeah, that's going to be it from this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know again in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.